Hi guys, so this is my 5-minute dessert. It's called a dump cake, or my 5-ingredient dessert. It's very fast. So if I'm correct, I think I make it out of my head. I've made it so many times it turns out fabulous. So I use, excuse the condition of this dish, I use just like a 9 by 12 just a Pyrex baking dish, and then I use butter. The dish, yeah, it doesn't look, it could look better, but there's the dish. It needs to be dried. So, yeah, there's that. And then I use butter. So, I'll write these ingredients in the bottom. Butter, yellow cake mix, cherry pie filling, walnuts, which I've smashed. It's easier smashing them. I put them down and smash them that way with the bottom of a can, and then pineapple, which is drained. So let's get going. Drain the pineapple. Now this is literally how long it takes. It's crazy. And this is one of the best desserts. I mean, we make it all the time. I made it for Anthony's work, so I dump it out. Wow, that's not very much. You better get another can. Yeah, that is not much at all, unless I make a smaller dessert. But I think that should be fine. Let me see if I have another can of pineapple. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we'll just use 2 cans this time. I'm going to use a Dole pineapple chunk. You can use 1 or 2. I wasn't expecting that can to be that small. So yeah, it all just depends on what size. You can pretty much go from your head. And if you want a bigger dessert, use more ingredients. But it's simple. So I'm just going to open it that much. Drain out the liquid. Okay, so leave a little liquid because you'll understand in a minute. So there's the pineapple. Usually it all depends. Let me grab a spoon real quick since I wasn't totally prepared. So then you want to take a spoon, spread it out like this in the bottom of the pan, the pineapple first, and leave a little bit of juice. And then what you do is you take your cherry pie filling, like you would put, I've never made a cherry pie, that's not my favorite, so then that goes in. Just dump it in. It's called a dump cake, so I know this sounds really raunchy, trust me, I mean it sounds really yucky. So you just spread this in all over it. All the topping. This is like so you just kind of mix it around, make sure it's on top. I'll show you what it looks like. I got to get a little bit of this, you know, I've got to get a spatula. But there's pretty much what it looks like for now. The pineapple and the cherries. The cherry pie filling is not what you would call inexpensive. It's only about $3–4. Back in the olden days, they used to make cherry pies out of these. I don't know. It doesn't sound very tasty to me, but anyway, you want to check that, Anthony, from that side. So, with this one, since the dish is so big, so there's what it looks like for now. Now, this is the strange part about this entire dessert. When I read the recipe, I was like, you've got to be kidding. So what you do is you take your yellow pie mix, or cake mix. Here it is. Cut the lid, or I cut a little square off of the corner. And then you take your cake mix and you just dump it on top. Crazy as it sounds, you just dump the cake mix over the dessert evenly. Just dump it in, and then you just I'll show you the top when I'm done. So you have the pineapple, the cherry pie filling. You dump there's 1 whole cake mix dumped in. Spread it out with your hands. Okay, so there's that. It soaks up all the liquid. There it is. Okay. And then my kitchen's going to be a mess. You take your walnuts that are usually smashed up. It calls for a cup of walnuts, just pretty much whatever you have. I like, the more walnuts the better. But, so I'll usually take scissors instead of cutting it. It's faster to just smash them. So, and then I just cut it off. They're pretty well cut up. Oh, and butter. So yeah, that's 5 ingredients. So then you just take it, sprinkle them on all over like that. Now, in the meantime, I have the oven warming on 425. I think that's a little high. I'm going to go down to 350, being that it's about 110 outside. I'm kidding. So, let me throw this in here. Okay, there's what it looks like now. You have the pineapple on the bottom, the cherries, the dry cake mix on. Now, what makes it like a apple crumble kind of is the butter. So I have a little bit left on this plate. Let me get a knife. Close that closet. So then you just take little pats of butter, throw them on, and let me take one out of this pound here, and that's how you finish it up. Whoops. And throw it in the oven. It comes out crispy, caramel. Oh, it's awesome. It is the best dessert. It is so, it sounds really disgusting, but I think the #1 item in this recipe that makes it taste so good is the cake mix. So the dry cake mix mixes with the wetness of the cherry pie filling and the pineapple. You want to add a little bit of juice. So what I do is I cut this whole cube up and just throw little pats of butter, and that's what makes it turn brown and turn into like a kind of like an apple crumble. I'll break them in half, put it all over. I make this for every holiday instead of a cake. Sometimes I'll make this and a couple pies. My husband loves it. I mean, this is here for a couple days and it's gone. He took it to work once at 6:30 in the morning and people were eating this for breakfast. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. It's very sweet, but it is just fabulous. So there's not really anything that's measured except the cup of walnuts. So let me just give you another quick shot. That's what it looks like. Yeah, dry cake mix. You can use more or less. Just stay with, the only thing I suggest is stay with the can of cherries. I'm surprised that the pineapple was as small as it was. And then the cake mix, yellow cake mix. Sprinkle that on top. I will write the directions down below, the butter, and it's ready to go in the oven. I'm going to throw it in right now, turn it down to 325, and let it cook till it's golden brown, and you are done. You will know the cake mix will look more like a strudel. It'll be brown. That's way too warm. I need to turn that down. I'd say let it cook a good 30 minutes. Ouch. So I'm going to turn this down to about, let's say 350. Yeah, we have the old-fashioned stove for now, but that's my 5 ingredient. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will link everything down below. Try it. You'll love it. And I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Sub. Bye.